So welcome back to our final segment of My Journey Abroad, the story of Maggie K. Interestingly, I want to navigate that K aspect of your life, but for some reason you've decided you're not going to tell it to me.
The K aspect.
And it's hurtful that somebody can say that to me, but you have decided you're not going to say it.
No, I've decided I'm not going to say it.
Well, folks, it's interesting, but this is what we do. We call this My Journey Abroad. It's a production by Addict Films Limited. I encourage you to subscribe to this channel, share this video. Go ahead and leave a comment down below if at all you have to. We accommodate positive criticism just so we can better our game. But then again, we shall love if at all you like this, because it gives us encouragement to go on. Addict Films Limited, we are a production house. We do film, we do events, we also do promotion. Then again, we also do represent several actors, cinematographers, and so many other people in film, from screenwriters to producers, through our agency. Go ahead and visit the website addictfilms.com to find out more about that aspect of business for us. We are in a beautiful hotel along Bwebaja, in Bwebaja actually, along Entebbe Road. It's called Common Lands Inn. If you have somebody that you love and care about, this is the perfect spot for you. We have a fully fledged bar. You've not seen anything like it. It's world class, and the service is incredible. I promise you that. Check out the website commonlens.com to make your bookings. Then, of course, just the other aspect, Bobanga, you want to join our agency, if you want to be represented by Addict Films in your endeavors as a filmmaker, as a film personality, as a performer, as an arts person. So, genda maso n'onkubira ku simu nzenze nyine Matovu Martin. Genda maso onkubira ku simu. Namba yange eri noti musanvu noti 820 noti 543. Noti musanvu noti 820 noti 543. In English, 0700 820 543. That is 0700 820 543. Of course, for Mugwanga, you can add the +256, which makes it +256 700 820 543. Of course, you can use the email, my email address. It is matovumartin6@gmail.com. matovumartin6@gmail.com, or matovu_martin@yahoo.com. matovu_martin@yahoo.com. Okay, Maki.
Yes.
You have gotten quite something at this point. Financially, you are a whole different person from the person that came, in South Africa, and you go through all those moments of despair. Now you have a fully fledged business in food. You are also deciding to get into money transfer and that kind of thing. How far did this get you?
First of all, I couldn't call it full-fledged business because it was only survival for the fittest.
Or you are still in that aspect of survival?
Yeah, because remember, I had to pay all the bills, accommodation, and so on. All accounts had to be taken care of. And I still wanted to impress or show my people back home that at least I'm working.
Okay, at this point, you've not even traveled to Kampala just yet?
Not yet. And we are talking about the second year.
Oh yeah, that is 2014.
2015.
15 actually, okay, yeah.
2015. I've not yet come back. And I want to show my people that...
Oh, you're not chokola.
Because there came a time when they really too were scared. No, I
mean...
And there is this no retreat, no surrender.
You were determined.
I was determined. And there is kati nzire ntandikire ku ki byonna nabirika ate nzire mu buto ate wano
n'okulabika nti nno wakola kyabulalo
ogenze ate okomyewo ngalo nsa wakola kyabulalo. At some point you feel so frustrated.
akanvumirye
Ngamba no nina okukola ki okumalako. Mukama akkiriza. My daily prayer was Mukama mpa obulamu zirema okusinkana abantu bange nga ndi mulamu. That was my daily prayer for the gift of life, for my people and me to be alive. Kakati mbeerawo at that moment kale obusente ntandisa obbula balaba ntandisa okukwata ku runs. Mmere eri ngitunda ngidelivaringa just lunch. Nenzirayo ne preparinga for the following day nenkola n'ebirala ebitonotono. Then nenyingira that money business.
For business, yes.
Yali ekutteyo. And I really got some money about it, from it. Yali eyokusindika sente. Yali ekutteyo zo nali mpereza ku small scale. Naye nga ndaba nti with the food. Ate na wano kati nga zineza sente zenkoze mu kusindika sente zizikwatako. Nga zineza emmere zenkozesa. Nali nkoze some saving, oba nakola some saving. Kati era nga kaliko ogambye nti abantu abamu batandika oba okulaba effutwa biki. Akasimu baakabba. Akasimu baakabba. Bannayuganda akasimu baakabba.
Olwo bakabbira okuba baagala sente oba bakabbira olw'okuba jasikulemesa kukola.
Byombi. Babbi akasimu. Baali bamanyi kuliko sente n'ekirala kunnemesa kukola. Kati wamu akafaananyi awo okuddamu okufuna layini eva e Uganda.
Ate okikoze oti ekyo?
Ekyo n'ekivaako mwattu.
Eyo yakomawo bizinesi?
Bizinesi yakomawo. Bizinesi yakomawo suddenly, heartingly, nekomawo. Akasimu baakabba eventually nimanya n'omuntu eyakabba baba weeroba. Naye nga sirina kyakuzza kuba jjukira nali mwavu nali mupya nga sirina nnyo kyensobola kwogera.
Akatutte.
N'akatwala.
Akatutte.
Business nekomawo.
Olwo ye tasobodde nakukola mulimu gwe wali okola?
Tasobodde nakola mulimu gwe nali nkola.
South Africa niyo babba obusimu kaali kamapesa yali
nkati ninye akasimu kange navaanako wano ketuyita akatoki.
Ekatoki.
Kuba esimu gye nasooka okukwata eri was a Blackberry. Biri Blackberry ebyo byedde nga ndaba nange ninyeeko ku ddaala ne kamapesa kange nga nina esimu bbiri mu bulamu nensigazeemu ekyo nenkita. Bwe nkita nensigaza bizinesi y'emmere. Bambi customers bange ne banyolwa. Tulina sente ez'okusindika oliwa bekina akasimu akabbye kyaganye mudeewo mu Ethiopia kyaganya mudeewo omusomaayi kuba okenze nalina capital katono nga baali banene bo baali banene ati nze I was just gambling through. Nensigala ku mmere yange mpola mpola naye nga bwe nkugambye nti I was still struggling. Delivery yantawanyanga especially mu weather change. Winter. Sina motoka na targetinga transport. Wembeera yes nkozesa train enyangwira ne still mu winter you can't make it.
That's right.
Eventually I had to make a strong, not hard but a strong decision nenchita.
Mmere wagivaamu?
Nagivaamu ne ntereka saving wange.
Olwo Munnayuganda takyalidde ku kammonde.
Nga babulya awalala kati olwo jjukira waliyo n'abalina hotels Banauganda mu locations endala eyo. Nti naye wano wetwali mu kasenta wetwali tewaaliwo ayinawo restaurant y'Abannayuganda. Ate kyankozesa kuba waaliwo abaali willing bambi okunteekamu ssente.
Why didn't you explore that?
Ekifo kyambula strategically. strategic place yambula.
How hard is it for you to find a place for taking married?
It's not so busy. Kubaka town mwembera munalimbera then kali congested business wise.
Okay.
Kati kwegambera tojja kumala gaveri ogende gafuna kifo oba oli akukkiriza yadde space weeri waliwo abatakkirizako cooking ku gundi zaabwe ku nyumba zaabwe ku bizimbe byabwe nakyo kikuholtinga kwegamba bwe kyatekinga time ne idea negenda ngaefa mu ba entrepreneurs abo ne bambi baaliwo abaali bagala kunteeka mu sente nechifa dream nefa nayo.
How difficult a decision was it for you to give up on that aspect of your life?
Of the food especially? Yeah. It wasn't difficult kubanga nali menyeka mu mbeera nti nali sina transport. Ekintu kya transport e South Africa kikumenya nnyo bw'oba tolina private means of transport. Chikumenya nnyo kikulemesa ebintu bingi emirimu appointments. Basically obulamu bwo obeera nsi oba tolina own transport ng'oli e South Africa. Wakiri obeera ne something of a semi-wheelbarrow naye nga it's mobile. It's so necessary okubeera n'ekidduka e South Africa. Teziriiyo toyinza nakirowoozaako.
Bakola bati bagana ngane kiki
police sinagifuna bulungi naye ndowooza bagana ngane olwa insecurity eriyo if you compare it with common sense. Ajja kuva eri ajja kubesasi ku ngali ku okada yeyongereyo just as you see it here, so it will be more rampant.
So bakikola kukitangira kutangira mbere
fana ko ekyo. I think so. I won't really give you a valid reason why, but I think so. Tell you okada. Okay. Ne emotoka gyeziri easily affordable. Okay. Easily accessible nti yiyo sobola gifuna kusinzira ku beeyi yo. So kye tubadde tuliko nti
ovuddemu
tekyanzibuwayira nnyo kuba ekisooka nali nsevinzeemu nali nsazeewo nga n'okumenyeka okwo nkooye nga nina already prospect endala gye ŋŋendamu.
Okay, let's talk about that prospect. What was it?
Nali ntunuulidde fashion.
Fashion? Why fashion? Food, fashion. Sirabangire gye bikwataganira.
Tebikwatagana kubanga ekiriwo kyogenda nakyo. Olwo nali ngenze mu Kamwat May. Kati oli bwajja n'akusomeramu kati kino ky'oliko kidrindoni nze genda mu kino kyekiriko naye ng'okisavingamu ng'olaba ng'ogenda kuba South Africa is the day that comes in is what you count. Eri tuli ku mawanga tugenda eventually oyiga embeera yaayo tugenda switchinga easily kati nayiga okuswitchinga ekyo nenkita nengenda mu ngoye.
Engoye zitandika otya?
Zitandika ntya kati nalina saving wange embeera ne saving wange oyo mbala abalamu bambaliddemu nfuna ekifo ntandika okusuubula engoye mu Basomaali. Era basically
Abasomaali abo boogera those people wachi kirabikanga buli kimu kyokola kiva waabwe mobile money ogenzi waabwe kati ate abasajja abo kiki
njogera nnyo kuba
kiki abasomaali abo kiki
onsanyusiza mpadde enseko zemba
But I don't want to sound xenophobic. I like those guys, but
yeah, you're not sounding xenophobic.
These people are everywhere.
Abasomaali abo balaba. Abasomaali abo bali so business oriented than what you think.
They are.
Balina solidarity y'amaanyi than what you could even imagine.
Yes, in Kampala, they are. But it's not so easy to join their ranks.
It's not.
They're quite hard. I'm wondering how you always managed.
Kisinzira ku personality y'omuntu. Omanyi kati obuzibu bwe tulina wano ffe tuli Kampala kizibu bayingiramu tuli mu comfortable zone nga ffe Banauganda kubano waffe. So we don't really mind learning from them. Naye naye balina ekyamakulu kinene nnyo kye tutamanyi. Naye naddala mu business ne solidarity gye balina ne honest. Abantu abo boolaba in short bwe bajja bwe batuuka balina loan schemes
Oh.
And they are very honest mu kusasula. Era bayamba nnyo abapya abakatuuka bannaabwe. Kati flow eyo gyegenda yeyongera n'okuyamba abalala bagenda balinnya n'okwekolamu groups okusuubulira awamu ekinene ne bakwatira wamu. Ate ffe bannayuganda kye tutayina. Ne weesanga nti ebintu ebisinga osanga street nga kuliko Basomalia naye nga beegatta bwegasi. Ate Omusomalia bw'amanya nti waliwo edduuka lye bapangisa alwana nnyo okulaba nti Musomalia munna alitwala. Kati niwesanga nti chain egenda ekola ki street yonna nebeerako Basomalia mu ngoye, street yonna ebeerako Basomalia mu ngatto, oba akedi yonna Basomalia nti bw'osangako. Niwesanga nti bano bali mu byakulya Basomali, tugambe like shops, like retail shops nti Basomali nga basupplyinga mu tuck shops outside the nti bekati mu kyo nti bw'oba penetratinga obayigamu kingi era nabayigamu kinene, especially in business orientation.
Okay.
Nenyingira fashion nenkolagana nabo mu mpola those still sibangu kuba kye bakolera bannaabwe Abasomali ate gwe si kye bakolera. Naye oguma bugumi n'ogamba rich wenjagala nja kutuukawo kankwate empola. So nyingira tandise fashion eyo mbeeramu naye yambeezaawo nebaza Mukama. Naye challenge ojja kumbuuza nti safunamu challenge yadde njiwana nti yambeezaawo. Nafunamu challenges nti ekisooka nalina limited capital okusinziira ku kye nali njagala okuba nti nfuna good profit. Kuba jjukire South Africa twambala season.
Yes, because of course there is a disparity
in weather.
Yeah.
Engoye eziyambalibwa mu winter sizo engoye eziyambalibwa mu summer. Texture ekyuka. And you'll find that a particular dress or cloth, you put it on for a season. Next season, waba fashion endala, waba brand, waba print endala. So everyone would like that change. That's South Africa.
We gamba turnover yengoyi.
You know?
Yeah, man.
This time it's Nike selling. The other season it's BMW. The other season it's Calvin Klein. The other season it's Adidas. The other season it's this. You have to be ready. The fashion time doesn't wait for you in South Africa.
And it doesn't wait whether Omaziza or
no, it doesn't. It is you to be on alert. So it really affected me. Now this someone have credit in our Somali.
Oh yeah, that is key. That is key.
Nice someone. Nenga and surviving I went to and I was happy. So I went to Nula into another direction. Nagamenti sudi oino kubango switchinga mango to survive. So bansomera washing bay. Kati bansomera washing bay.
Oino kutu kyenkulabiko okutuko okulina.
Lwanso.
Olubagamba direct obeerawo ng'olina kyemunywa awo n'owulira emboozi n'ogira. Nempulira
emboozi. Kuba nze ekyantwala South Africa nali ngenze kufuna sente. Nali ngenze kusomesa in a greener land, nfune greener pastures. Jjukira okusomesa okuyingira okusomesa kwambula. That time. Hatolo nyingira engoye bambuliramu ekya washing bay, car wash. Ndaba tekirina makulu. Ngamba ekitekijja kola. Nzala wa ngamba ekitekijja kola. Oli antuuza nsomeramu ngamba washing bay in South Africa. Size washing bay Uganda.
Enjawulo eriwe.
Uganda emmotoka twazireka by then they are not private cars, they are not basics. Ngokubeera n'emmotoka n'obutaba nayo.
It's okay.
It's okay, you survive, want to surviving.
I mean, even, people who have a lot of money, some of them just don't buy cars.
In South Africa, okubeera n'emmotoka is a necessity and an essential. oba okyagala oba tokyagala kuba enkuba tejja kutonnya ogambe ba clients bo nti enkuba yatonnya oleme genda mu ddwaliro for appointment oleme kutwala mwana wo mu ssomero. It's the order of life and you have to keep appointments. Kugamba abantu bali balina section nti
kugamba like whether okuoneka si excuse.
It's not an excuse. It's not valid. Nti enkuba yatonye nze na wano wendi enkuba bwetonya njitambulamu mpulira ng'obudde buguma era nava wano ng'enkuba bwetonya otitima n'owulira ng'obudde wennaye it is not an excuse down there.
Kitegeeza walinoonekera ddala.
Nakyukira ddala.
Walinooneka okwonooneka kwennyini enkuba etonye wano wati.
Enkuba bw'eba etonya nze tekingaana genda ku meeting appointment yange gye nnina.
Kasita oba nga todiringa na Munnayuganda kubanga yejja mmukwata.
Anti awo bwe buzibu.
Naye kale Washing Bay. Ozalaye.
Nzalaye Washing Bay, that's 2016. Oli ansomedde nsirise. Kasente kankawezeemu nina
osigadde mu ngoyi.
Nina okuddako ewaka. Mutima gunnuma. Omwana wange namuleka she's 7-8. It's 3 years down the road. Mama wange omutima gunnuma. Nabo omutima gubaluma. You know? Kwanze nsente zenkoze mu ngoye nina okugendako ewaka. Kati jjukira mu ngoye. Season eyo Christmas season gituyita Christmas season, festive season betuyita eri. It is money making.
Oh yeah.
Bw'otokola sente during that season. Mbeera mu season nga 2 endala zakwebezaawo. Kuba mu season eyo olina okukola emitwalo 10 ekitono as profit.
Egyo gya rand.
Egyo gya rand. Gw'omufunye omutono nze olina okukola emitwalo gyo 10 egya rand egyo n'ogiteeka wali ebbali nga temulina capital. Kati n'otandika okusolooza capital gwe wataddemu. N'otandika okusolooza expenses z'otaddemu.
Bw'omutima gutandika okukuluma oyagala kwewala gundi period eyo.
Njibala nti period eyo bweggwako nzira waka.
Okay.
Kati ate oli andeetamu ebyakawashi. Nze onaanoonyako nzija kumulamwa. Nze ndeka emitwalo 10 wano season emu. Ngende ku kirala mba sikola. Nkomawo waka 2016 nga gwako. Nali musanyufu nnyo. Neebaza Mukama okuba nti yawulira essaala yange yaddamu essaala yange.
Yeriwe essaala.
Nti namusaba nga Mukama nsaba ekirabo ky'obulamu okusinkana abantu bange nga balamu nange nga ndi mulamu.
Bonna baaliwo.
Sorry, bonna tebaaliwo. Muganda wange omu yafa mwannyinaze that very year August. 8th August 2016. Yafa.
You are not there.
I wasn't here. Era kyekimu ku byali binziza. Naye abalala baaliwo webaza Mukama.
And your child?
She was fine, good, big. Gakuze. Ng'ali ne jjajjaawe.
She still could recognize you? Or could you recognize her?
We could recognize each other. Because I asked them to surprise her.
Oh, you never told her that you were coming back?
I never told her. I remember she was in a boarding school.
Oh, yeah.
So, yes, they were for holidays by then, but they never told her. So, when they came to the airport, they waited for me. I made sure that I'm here during the time. That was on purpose. That I look into her eyes in the broad daytime after a long period of 3 years and some months.
That was quite a sight.
And you can't imagine what happened.
Go on.
Those are the moments that I really don't want to remember, but I cherish.
I mean, if at all the moment was that beautiful, then why don't you want to remember it?
It was, tearful, I think. Don't think, but so tearful. because the crowd thought something, something wrong had happened around. It was like she was seeing something she didn't really expect. She was in a crowd without being told anything, not even a clue that she's meeting mommy again.
Then she just appears.
That
was monumental. That was quite something.
It was.
And you have to answer all these questions. How you left without her knowing you were leaving.
You can't imagine.
And it was not that you had gone somewhere, you're coming back in a week.
Abaana babuuza ebibuuzo by'otasobola na kuddamu. Parents who should be careful. Abaana babuuza ebibuuzo. The fact that you're trying hard for her, for you, and her to survive. Omwana asobola okusimba ekibuuzo nekikulema okuddamu.
Yeah, because sometimes I think what kids think sometimes is they think sometimes we are trying too hard. Maybe we are doing what we should.
We are being selfish.
Yeah, maybe we don't appreciate that they appreciate that we are doing our best while we are still with them.
And you know what she told me one time as we were seated down? I don't know what she was thinking about. We are all quiet and everyone quite busy.
Oh, yeah.
Then she told me, Mommy, I said, hello. But are you aware that there is plenty of food here? I said, yes, I'm aware. Jaja has a lot of food in the garden. I said, yes, I'm aware. And she said, but why don't you come back home and stay with us so that we are able to eat this food?
Eat all this food. And how did that make you feel?
Sad. Happy that someone is trying to understand and recognize.
You think she was trying to understand?
I think so.
No, I don't think so.
In her capacity.
No, I don't think she was.
As a child.
Either way, she just said what she had to say, and in retrospect, you had to do what you had to do. But it must have been an amazing moment for you. Your mom, she was how did she feel about you coming back? What was that like for her?
I think she was very, not thinking, but she was very nervous.
Why?
She was very nervous, not until I dropped home.
Well, of course, she had hindsight that you were coming back.
Yeah, she knew that I was coming back. I didn't want to surprise her. She knew I was coming back. But she said she really wanted to set eyes on me and touch me again.
Well, she thought she was seeing a ghost.
I don't know. I don't know what she thought she was seeing after all those 3 years.
Okay, so you returned back, into this country, and you're looking at it. What was Uganda like vis-a-vis the place that you had left when you had gone? I mean, just looking at it like this, Uganda, what was it like?
Uganda, I don't know how I can explain it, but South Africa was still beautiful.
Yeah.
Structure-wise, it's really a beautiful country.
Oh, yeah.
And what makes it more beautiful is that it's quite colorful and sandy.
Mm-hmm.
But still, Uganda was more beautiful because it was home.
Yeah, we kind of get that feeling, each one of us. Whenever, there is all this description, people give of all these amazing airports you get to. Yeah? Like if I told you we're going to Europe, of course, no eat in Dubai and you see things. Yeah? But it's amazing when you're going. But if I told you I've achieved something and maybe you're coming back and you clearly know your expectation is of a lousy airport that is in Entebbe. But nemo bubi bwako you kind of feel it's not beautiful, but it's home.
It's home.
And that thing, by the way, I remember when I was talking to a few guys there where I was, and they were so intent on not coming back and everything. And I remember the one thing I always, because I call my grandmother, and my grandmother tells me, you know what, Martin, if you ever came back, then you would see what you left.
What you left behind.
And
what you've missed.
I get the feeling that is the kind of thing that went through your mind. You kind of feel like this is where I am from.
This is where I belong.
I am loved, and people love me for me, not because they are going to get anything from me.
But they genuinely
do care about you. So how long did you spend? I know that you went back. How long did you spend in this place, trying to acclimatize yourself with the new arrangement around you?
I spent 3 months then.
Oh, yeah.
2017. Then I went back. Then I resumed my business. Of course, I had the washing bay business already into my mind.
Yeah, you had already given the hitch.
Yeah, ears on the ground. Then I think more ideas came in. When you hear about something for the first time, you begin hearing more about it. More ideas came in about it. Then other people were advising that if I left the province and went to another province, I would even do far much better.
Oh, yeah.
In the washing bay. Because some provinces don't have much winter like it is in Cape Town.
Like in Cape Town.
And then I was thinking about it. Then I thought, no, I think I should stay here.
In Cape Town?
Yeah, despite the fact that I then got the working permit.
Oh, you eventually processed that?
Yeah, eventually I did. I got a bus, and not even a bus, I used the train.
Oh, yeah?
I used the train and went back to Pretoria.
Okay.
To process the papers. That took me 2 months to get my permit.
It does seem like you had a whole new determination when you returned.
I did.
What inspired that?
I saw the possibilities of greener pastures in South Africa. Despite the fact that you've not got what you went for in the first place, you've not gone to that sector, but you can still achieve it with time.
Maybe it's because now you knew exactly what South Africa offered to you.
True.
Unlike the last time when you had gone there.
When I'd gone new, buli kimu kiri awo sibitegeera ngwambigwe amalo biki. You know, it's a very different life. South Africa is very different. Like, it has a very different way of living from Uganda. Ali ebintu ebimu nga kale oba ne nature of the place tetulina kuba nabo banajja nabo bajja gwambigwe. Bwe banajja nabo bajja gwambigwe bakola amaalo bakole batya biki, you know, engeri gye tulyamu gye tubeeramu gye tweyisaamu, they are quite different. So bwe naddayo nga mmanyi buli kimu kye neetaaga ekyokukola nengamba, no, I think I should go into this washing bay.
You made up your mind?
I made up my mind. But I could still run it together along with the clothes side. Hence I did. I went around, put people on the ground to look for strategic place for me. It took time to get a really strategic place. Some cheated me.
Oh, yeah. Ugandans.
Some were far, some places were quite insecure. You couldn't really feel secure
when you're working in those places.
When you're working from those places, the environment. So not until when eventually I got a place that I felt secure about, that I had to shift and get a closer place to work so that I could communicate in between.
Oh, yeah.
Thank God, I moved my way through. And because I knew what I wanted this time and so on, remember, I would be able to come home now every year. 2017.
You had made up your mind.
Yeah. I came home 2018 until 2019. So not until COVID.
Okay, let's first delve into making the adjustment of you have to maneuver to juggle between having this business which is running the clothing business, the store, then you have isn't there a point when it felt like you had way too much responsibility on your part? How did you?
Yeah, there was a time that I felt it, and there are times still now that I feel it.
Okay.
I can't say that really I have enough money to run them, but I'm using that limited resource to survive, or to make the two survive. Because I need one for sustaining my day-to-day living down there, because the cost of living is not so easy. And I need the other to sustain my bills, my other bills back home here, my responsibilities back home. So you feel the weight. I felt the weight then, and until now, at times I do. Because at times, the way you feel the weight is especially in manpower.
Absolutely.
Because if you have limited resources or you're still down in capital, manpower will be a challenge, because the bigger entrepreneurs will challenge you through their payment level.
Yeah, because of course their cost of production is low. You can't match it.
You can't.
Because then they beat the profit margin job.
You can't. And since everyone is looking for a greener pasture, at times you find yourself without manpower completely. You're alone, you need to do this, you need to do that. You need to go up, you need to come down to business B. So one day or two, you'll find that you need to close one business and run to the other. The days you feel this one is more creative, you go to the other, and So it turned out quite a challenge.
During all this time, you're employing Ugandans. Are they Ugandans that you're employing in this?
They're not Ugandans. They're not Ugandans that I employed then. But then eventually, I had to get Ugandans from here to down there.
That means you transported boys from here to go down there.
Yes.
What was your thought process? Why did you do that?
Especially my family members.
Or your family members? Why? You didn't trust the people that were there?
Not that I didn't trust the people that were there, but their reliability or availability was really nagging.
Like oliyajja
leero n'atuuka ku weekend omusasudde n'agenda n'anywa eri omwenge gwa jjenjeero. N'agenda n'anywa ennaku 2-3 n'otamulabako. And they have their rights.
You've spoken about rights. You've spoken rights. But you know that you've spoken rights in a negative light. You've put it in a negative light so vehemently.
Yes.
Why? You think to kubera mukune like ingafwane kamba like right nitukakola chini tukasikamuko katuna. That is quite diabolical to ask.
Yes, tulina okubeera mukona akatono ne tubasikamu akawa ne tubasikamu lwa nsonga. Bakulembeza nnyo ekya my rights. Ayinza okugamba nti nabadde mulwadde and it's my right to get a sick leave. Naye nga ne wakomye obudde obwawunya n'omwenge.
Negina emirimu gino egyabajjuwa kaali gino.
Yes, sir.
Ngompoleza right?
Yes, sir. Jukira oli mu foreigner ye munansi.
Ngaganya ukola.
Agamba nganya, it's my right. Ogenda mukola ki?
Nekyewuunyisa rights zifuuse rights. Bwe tukoma tugenda kuba tuggusa ensonga eno. We are getting to the end of this experience. It is such an honor having you a part of my journey abroad. The Edith K, no? The Maggie K. Maggie K entawanya nnyo. Maggie K story. Katukoma temuvaawo baganda bange. Yes, welcome back from that break. We are drawing closer to the end of this experience. We are taking to the Maggie K version of my journey abroad. This is an Addict Films Productions. I am still your host, Martin. It's an honor having you a part of this. We are at Common Lands Inn. It's a beautiful place, beautiful hotel along Entebbe Road in a place called Wewaja. Now, if you love and care about someone deeply, you want to share some quality time together, this is the perfect place for you. addictfilms.com. Go ahead, please, and visit that website. Remember to subscribe to this channel, share this video, make it a point to leave a comment just so we can know exactly how our performance is, if we can better it, or if at all we can maintain what it is that we are doing. Maggie?
Hello.
At this point, you have attained some success. At least a certain level of your dream has come true. You have a fully fledged business, not just one, but two, in South Africa. How does that make you feel?
It makes me feel good, playing good.
Oh, yeah?
Or I should say comfortable. Because at time T, what I thought was so hard, eventually became chewable.
Oh, yeah.
And all that came through patience and observation.
So the hardships that you went through, you know, ogenze munagwa akubye. Ekintu kye wagenderera okukola wesanga ate walina okudivertinga n'okola ekintu ekirala. Yes, ogenze mu muzira okoze kino na kiri. Do you think you think that makes the victory sweeter for you?
It does. It does. And I'm still striving to see that it makes it more sweeter.
You have helped so many Ugandans. You did speak about your own family.
Eventually, yeah, as I mentioned, that I did take my family, not because I didn't trust the other people there, but other people's availability became nagging and a setback. So I thought it wise nti bwe ntwala abange ne mbasasula ssente ezo ne sigala ewaffe kijja kukola amakulu agasingako.
Weponga ate n'omulimu gw'okukoza
ate nga
n'omuyimiridde bulungi.
Ne ndowooza nti kyamakulu era kinsanyusa muli nti at least nina benkutte ku mukono ne mbateeka somewhere because I pay them. I look after them.
And of course, they also take care of others.
They take care of others.
There is something interesting that you and I, we had a conversation off camera, and I found it extremely interesting. We were talking about the Ugandan community in South Africa. One thing that stands out is there has been only so many names that you've mentioned. More conversation here. And that was, by the way, folks, that was tactical. It was deliberate. That some names never had to be mentioned. You were wary of something. What was that?
What thing in particular, please?
There is a character around the Ugandan community in South Africa regarding absolute exposure of who they are, what they do, their reaction towards your full disclosure of some information. It's a story that I want to delve into just a little bit before I end this show. Can you be kind enough to share with me your stance regarding that?
No, maybe I've not really got your question. And maybe I may not have the right answer, but maybe every community in South Africa is private to itself. Especially the foreign communities, we are protective of ourselves. That's one thing I learned, or we have to learn as different communities. Say, as I mentioned, that Somalians look after each other, just as Ugandans look after each other, just as Malawians, Nigerians, and so on. Partially, you'll find that all communities in South Africa, due to security, protect themselves. Each community protects their people. It's your responsibility.
Have you ever tried a career in politics?
Here, in Uganda. Mm-hmm. Yes, we're back and I let it go.
You should try again because you're a very good politician. I can't believe you've diverted me from where I was going. But it's a good thing. It's a good thing. That said, you have this organization in South Africa that, brings you guys together.
Yes.
The aspect you talked about, caring for each other, helping each other in times of need. I know that you are, you're among the top brass. You're one of the leaders in that aspect. Let's talk about that a little bit.
Yes, thanks so much. And thanks for appreciating my response. We have this...
have I appreciated it?
Yes,
I said it sarcastically.
No, you have.
Let's go.
You have. We have this Ugandan community called Galiawamo. And it's, Galiawamo. It's been running for quite some good time, since 2003.
Oh, yeah.
It was a thought that some Ugandans then who were in Cape Town came up with, to see that we as Ugandans that come and live have to protect each other.
In what respect?
In what respect? Say, if one is sick in your health aspect, if you have financial problems in one way or another, say if you're a newcomer, a new entrant in the country, because some people come into the country and they're abandoned, and they don't know where to go. So if you're able to trace us, or to trace that community, or to trace Ugandans, we know that it's part of our job, every Ugandan, to look after another Ugandan. At least if someone speaks your language, it will be at heart that you'll announce to the other Ugandans that, please, I have someone here with this and this a problem.
Okay.
And solutions will come up. We've gone to the extent that in that leadership, when someone dies, we make sure that we repatriate the body back home.
That's amazing.
At whatever cost, we try as much as possible
to have that person return home.
Back home. And at least we've gone 90% of that. We try to see that even we keep ourselves updated on the laws and bylaws that go on in the country. Say on the nature of receiving the working permits or stay permits, on, say, traffic laws, say health laws, say on disorganizations like strikes that could be going on to keep you secure, not to go into that place or area. We try to guide each other in different ways. Generally, it all goes through that organization.
And what portfolio do you hold in that organization?
No, for the moment, at the moment, I'm a former leader.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm a former leader, but I was a vice chairperson for quite some good years, about 4 years, with the former chairperson as well, Mr. Henry Chuluba Kabisi.
Oh, okay.
I was his vice chairperson. And we tried our best to see that we follow the trends of the organization. Then we gave space to the other leadership that came in.
So you were holding that portfolio at the time when there was this xenophobic thing that happened. We've had so much news coming from that part of the world.
Yes.
Were you there? Were you in leadership at that time?
Yes, I was. Though the first xenophobia I heard about, the worst one was 2008, Then the next one that happened was when I was there, that was 2015.
Okay. And you helped Ugandans get through that moment.
Yes, we did.
That is extremely commendable. Then, of course, the other trying aspect about it that I wanted to question, we did delve into it a lot when we were having this conversation, was the scourge, the COVID scourge. I know it affected your return.
Yes, it did very much so.
I don't know how you attacked that problem, from the point of leadership.
Okay, how I attacked that problem, by that time I'd left leadership, by the way, of that organization. Then I was basically into my business, but though still, once a leader, always a leader.
Oh, yeah.
People always refer to you and so on. So I was still remembering to the fashion or
clothing, yeah.
store, then the washing business. With COVID, a lot was cut off, and being that South Africa was highly affected,
It was.
so much was put at a stop. So the government saw that fashion or clothing were not an essential.
They were not essential.
For that time. And the people themselves didn't have the money, and they were in lockdown, they were at home.
Oh, yeah.
So it was of no sense for you to go open up the shop whereby there are no people.
No.
You had to stay home. So eventually you found that keeping rent, the costs and so on,
It was not viable.
wasn't viable. So immediately after COVID, I closed that down, sold off goodwill, then I maintained into the car wash business. Good thing, unfortunately, is by May 1st, 2020, the government had released some businesses as essentials. And washing bays were one of them.
Okay.
So we are fully operational, though the hours were limited, but at least there was an earning that was coming in. And it was good because everyone down there wants their carpets and so on, because
Cleaned up.
washing bay has quite a number of things involved into it. So there were services delivered and money was being earned. However, what I did, as quite a recreative person, and being quite educated, somewhat educated, I found, and being that I was already exposed into the community, now I knew people who were educated, how to go through it, how to go into it, and so on. I was advised to go for a short course. So I went for a short course, we call it TAFL. TAFL. So that short course mainly helps you go on to online teaching.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
So I found room for where to pick up my career.
Oh. So that never left you. That never left you.
It never left me down.
I find that I find that commendable. So now you're trying to practice. Are you practicing?
Yes, I'm trying to practice. I'm practicing online teaching.
And you're teaching some people, and
I teach people. Not some people, but I teach people. Hourly, I charge hourly, of course, because it's online. Actually, international.
Oh, can you give us some of those, maybe a URL or something that we can, maybe somebody wants to be taught by you. You can share with us the URL.
Yeah, you can go to Sky Inc.
Sky
Inc.
Sky Inc. That is SKYINK.
G, not K.
Sky Inc.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah, it's one of the best.
Okay.
Then learning English online.
Learning English online. So when a person gets on learning English online, how do they seek out for you?
No, for me, you just go into my email.
Okay. Yeah. Maybe you can share with us your email. Just so
my email is margaritarona@gmail.com.
Margarita.
Rona.
Those are exotic names. I'm kind of
Margarita as in Marita. Rona as in Rona.
Okay.
All in small letters.
All in small letters.
Yeah.
If they want to be taught by Maggie.
If you want to be taught by Maggie, Maggie is Margarita,
Maggie. Okay. Just perhaps the last question. there are so many folks out there that want to pursue the same journey that you made. They've been to school, they're like you, they've been to school, maybe they didn't practice down here in this country, and they are thinking of leaving the country, pursuing greener pastures, like you said. What kind of advice can you give to such people?
If someone wants to go to, say, in particular South Africa, one, you should have a working permit, if possible, from here.
Or you can pursue that from down here?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Or a study permit, also from here. Secondly, you should have the right people to give you guidance on what you want to do down there, so that you don't waste a lot of time like I did. I did waste a lot of time. I've wasted a lot of time on what really I wanted, in accordance to what I wanted.
Oh, yeah.
Then one should be determined. It's not easy out there.
Oh, yeah.
You won't go today and pick tomorrow.
No, it's going to take some time.
It will take some time. And the other thing is, all that shines isn't gold.
It's perfect advice.
You should be very careful when you go out there. Be careful of your security, what you do, what you say, where you go. It's very, very important.
Wow. What glitters is not gold is something that I've had since I was a toddler. First time I had it, it was in a small cartoon. It was Beauty and the Beast, actually. And it has lived with me for the rest of my life, for as long as I've lived, actually. I can't thank you enough for having been a part of this experience. It's truly an honor. It has been eye-opening for me.
Thank you.
I have to be honest, it has been eye-opening for me. Maybe just one last aspect that I'd forgotten about it. Your car wash, you think you can give us some kind of addressing so that at least somebody can know, where they can find this property for, these facilities. If at all anyone wants to go to South Africa.
If someone wants to go to South Africa, when you reach Cape Town CBD,
oh yeah,
just ask for Maggie K.
CBD, by that you're talking about the Central Business District? Okay, Maggie K, you get to the Central Business District in South Africa. You ask for Maggie K. You will get to know so much about
you get
what
to
she
know
does,
everything you want.
Everything you want.
Even if you're new and you need some guidance, still you'll find me easily. I'll help guide you through that where I'm able to.
Oh, yeah. Well, folks, we cannot thank you enough for having been a part of this experience. Again, I want to thank Maggie K. It's not so often that people accept to open up about their history, more so when the past involves some really personal things. But she's been kind enough to share with us what she went through. As she has advised, if you're ever going to leave this country, manage your expectations. Like she has said, everything that glitters, it is not gold. I want to encourage you to check out the website addictfilms.com if you are a cinematographer, if at all you're involved in film, if at all you are an actor. We have this incredible agency that will get you work, that will promote your works. But then again, you'll be given a chance to be a part of what we do as Addict Films. Then, of course, we have this incredible campaign for kids. It's called My Little Star. We are trying to create the next big thing in cinema through kids. We are going to be producing lots of work for kids. We are going to train them, and we are going to produce some incredible material with kids taking the starring roles. So please go ahead and check out the website. You will see the messaging plastered there. Follow whatever link is there, whatever kind of registration is there, and you will be a part of this experience. And then, of course, I'm going to encourage you to subscribe to this channel. We are trying to help people that want to leave this country manage their expectations. Well, you may say this country is not the best, but I can assure you, whilst there are so many countries out there that are much, much better than ours, ours is still home, and there is still some advantages in sticking it here. But it's also a good thing to leave the country, but you just have to manage your expectations. Tugenda kusinga tukola omulimu guno, tugenda kusinga tubalira abantu bangi abavudde mu ggwanga lino. Wewale tubadde n'abantu, tubadde ne mugging of South Africa. We shall get some people from, people have been to the United States, to Congo, to Norway, to Europe, all these other countries. We shall bring you all that story. It's going to be quite incredible. Support this channel, subscribe to it, like this video, share it everywhere you want, everywhere you can, of course. Again, I have been your host, Martin. It is such an honor having been a part of this myself. Do take good care of yourself. Don't you do anything that you will regret tomorrow. Have a good day, and God bless you.